So the meeting is preparing to go on live, so anything said forward will be recorded. You see it? Can you view all of us? Just a second. It'll be a little bit delayed, but yeah.
We all set to start?
Yeah, I think it's on mute though.
Is that up?
Okay, so we're going to call the meeting to order. It is 6:57. Can I have a motion to approve the agenda?
I move to approve the agenda.
Moved by Billy,
I'll second it.
second by Joey. All those in favor?
Aye.
So moved. The minutes, everyone have a chance to take a look at their minutes?
Yes.
Yes, all good.
Any errors or omissions? If not, can I have a motion to approve the minutes?
I'll move.
So I'll
Moved by Elaine,
second.
second by Billy. All those in favor?
Aye.
So moved.
Aye.
Aye.
Correspondence. You've reviewed your correspondence.
Yes.
The biggest part of that would be just the emo stuff, and Ashley and Geraldine and Brent are to meet on that weekly, and Ashley's going through all the information, and there'd be too many emails and too many letters to go through everything. But anything that is she flags as pertinent to us, she's been letting us know.
I've been doing a weekly, that worked well with council, just to be receiving a weekly summary. I've just been sending it through your emails.
Any questions or anything on the correspondence?
No. Nope.
Can I have a
No.
motion to file the correspondence, please.
Move.
Moved by Al,
Second.
second by Billy. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
So moved. Public will, excuse me, Public Works report.
Yeah, my report's in there. The only addition would be just the, we did have, which Ashley maybe touch on a little bit later. We did call the bylaw officer for a problem we were having on North Street with people burning, which they weren't supposed to burn through the fire department bylaw, burning bylaw, I should say. Anyway, so we did, the bylaw officer did go to the resident. So I informed them earlier, the person earlier, and the bylaw officer informed them again. So I was talking to Ashley, we'll have to decide if there is a reoccurrence, we might have to come up with different or proceed with more further measures, I guess. So on the other side of my fire report, I had went yesterday to Fredericton to pick up hand sanitizer and surgical masks for the fire service. Plus, we can use some for the town. We tried to get gowns and wipes, masks, but they're not available right now. So we're hoping that that'll become available soon. That was through the fire marshal and EMO. So we can't find them anywhere else. So that's how it got done, and that worked out pretty good. So,
You have-
and unless there's a question on the fire report, other than that, that's all.
You said you had masks and wipes, Brent?
Yes, I do.
Okay,
Yep.
and, but there was no Public Works report in our, I didn't get any.
I didn't submit one, no.
No, okay, okay.
Yeah.
okay.
Oh, that was Public Works, yeah, sorry, I jumped
Right.
from
Okay,
one
no,
to the other, yeah, sorry about that, yeah. Yeah, but
It's against our bylaw, but also, and the fire department did put out a notice on Facebook that the village shared that there is a provincial-wide ban on fires right now. And it is also to include recreational, even including within like a fire pit.
right.
yeah, it just helps not sending people out for no reason. You know, if you don't have to go out for a nuisance call, which, you know, it's maybe not nuisance in a fire pit, but somebody calls it in and you get a whole bunch of people showing up, and that's not self-distancing. So we're just trying to eliminate a lot of that. But, yep.
Any questions for Brent on either of his reports?
No, I'm good.
Okay, the financial spreadsheet.
So that was included in your report. All general operating expenses are continuing to be paid. We have not been taking any payments, not even over the phone, just because primarily we're working from home, so we don't want to take that information while we are there. I have been encouraging anybody wanting to paying their sewer that they can still pay it via the Service New Brunswick rate, but we won't be charging interest until the state of emergency is lifted and we are able to be back in office.
I'm only getting every few words, actually.
Oh, sorry. I'm just kind of summarizing my report. It is all included in there, just about the sewer payments.
Okay,
We have had people call in wanting to pay over the phone, but I have not been, because I'm primarily working from home, so I don't want to take that information while being at home. But we are not charging interest until the state of emergency is lifted. The only revenue that we are lacking as of now will be the curling club, but I think I included that further down in my report. We can address that then.
Kind of fading in and out.
yes.
I think it's if anybody else has their mic on, or if they're making noise into their mic, then it could
Okay.
be the person.
You mute your mic.
Are you near your mic? Like your speaker?
You see when somebody speaks and the green box comes up around their face.
Yeah.
So if even Billy, if you are not speaking, if maybe you could mute your phone and just unmute it when you want to speak.
I don't know how to do that.
Button on the,
Just because I think we keep picking up on your phone.
Oh. Where would it say mute?
What kind of phone do you have? Are you on-
I've got a 350.
Sonic?
It's
Just
an
Ashley.
antique.
Ashley,
I'll just go on and I'll mute you.
Ashley.
Yeah?
It's Brent here.
Yep.
Just Billy.
Yes?
Just when you're listening to your phone, just put
Yes?
the microphone part of your phone away from your mouth
Okay.
and cover it with your hand. Be the same
All
thing.
right.
Try that.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, so the financial spreadsheet. Anybody have any questions on that? Okay.
I'll
Can I have a
move to
motion
pay the
accept
bills.
Financial review.
I move to pay the bills.
Moved by Billy, second by
I'll second.
Elaine. All those in favor?
Aye.
Business arising from the minutes, curling club.
So we had Crandall's come in and do a site visit to do the inspection for the ice surface, the roof, and the attic. They're currently working on the report, and I haven't received anything further from that. I did receive correspondence from the club manager on informing me that the club would be unable to make their rental payment. I did request financial information on which I forwarded off to the mayor. It just summarized the lost revenue that they had for April. It is clear that they had to cancel several events, and I think they were lacking 13,000 in expected revenue. So we'll work on a plan to help them catch up on that. And I'm also working with the province and UMNB to compile a list of lost revenue that the municipality is facing. In this situation, we are somewhat fortunate as most of our revenue is based on taxes and not non-revenue taxes. So we're not missing out on a lot, but we will try to help the curling club recoup some of their loss.
So any questions on that?
And then they will catch up on their rent at a later date.
Right. So right now, the province has in place that under the state of emergency, you can't evict. However, it doesn't mean that you can't not pay. So council will have to work out an agreement in the best interest of us and the curling club on how they're going to catch up.
Okay, utility.
Nothing new to report other than what's in my.
Okay, tall ship.
Nothing new to report. I have not heard back from Crown Lands. So I'm just going to mute the phone for a sec. I have nothing new to report on the tall ship. Crown Lands, I haven't heard back from them for any permitting. But I think most of that has been shut down with the state of emergency. So I'll continue to keep in contact. And if anything comes up, I will report.
Okay, Bonner Law Common.
So nothing new to report. I had been preparing for posting job opportunities. We typically do that in April and in hopes in hiring in May and June. As of right now, the province has tentatively closed all campgrounds and provincial historic sites. So with that being said, I don't know how we will move forward in the summer with the opening. I have tentatively canceled the weddings that were booked there. One has rescheduled for 2021, one has tentatively booked for this fall, and one is still unsure. Just where it's a provincial site, it's really out of our control if we can move forward with opening. And I also have, we'll be receiving signs from the province either tomorrow or Thursday that will have to be put up at the entrances that it's closed.
Okay, rezone.
The Kent Planning held their meeting on March 16th for the rezone request. Their recommendation was favorable to have the area rezoned in order for the apartment building to go up. So in order to move forward, the commission would need a motion of council to accept the recommendation.
Okay, so, oh, go ahead.
Motion you got in there. It was moved. I'll make the motion.
Okay, so moved by Al, seconded by?
I'll second it.
Second by Joey, to accept the advisory committee's recommendation to amend the rural plan to change the zoning from community to residential multifamily. This will permit the construction of one-story apartment building. All those in favor?
Aye.
So moved. Okay, open reports. I don't have a report in there. I've been on multiple phone calls with everybody. The only person I can't get a hold of is Dominic LeBlanc. I've tried multiple times, but I have been in touch with Patrick Finnegan. And, you know, just trying to find out some information for our residents and our businesses. I've been, Bertrand LeBlanc's been keeping me updated. So like I said, we're having zero luck catching our own MP, but anyways. And then I've been talking to Kevin Arsenault quite a bit, and just on what's going on, what's coming up next, just those kinds of things.
Before going through council reports, I did receive a letter from Geraldine. If you want me to read that off. Under,
Sure.
under
Well,
open
we can put that under my report, and you can read that off now then, Ashley.
Sure. So Mayor and Council, just a quick message to update you all of the measures I've taken to date regarding the pandemic and the provincial state of emergency. Weekly meetings with a question and answer period are held from the regional EMO office via teleconference. We are brought up to date by Dr. Yves Legere, Regional Medical Officer of Health, as well as the regional EMO directors. Again, via teleconferencing, a meeting was held Tuesday, March 31st with the Kent Community Inclusion Network regarding the Transvar Kent program. After reaching out to all the grocery stores and pharmacies from St. Louis to Cocan, the only response at that point to participate in a home delivery service was from Cartier Co-op. Delivery to Rexton, being within the 12-kilometer radius, is $5 and paid to the co-op when placing your grocery order. Transport Kent picks up the order and delivers to the home. Cartier Co-op in turn pays Transport Kent monthly. She also met with Nancy at the nursing home early in the process. She felt confident at the time that in the event of an exposure at the home, they would be able to quarantine a wing of the building, resulting in less stress to the residents. If the situation changes where we can be of assistance, she will contact me. I have been in contact with Wendy twice regarding the food bank. When last spoken to, she stated she would maintain her regular hours. She would contact me if any help was needed, as I have people who have reached out offering to volunteer in any capacity needed. I have been in contact with both Remy at Cartier Co-op and Dave at Foodland. I have asked both stores to notify me if they foresee any change coming regarding closing the stores or lack of necessary supplies. I've reached out to some of our more vulnerable residents to offer assistance to date. I've picked up groceries twice and delivered for one resident. The local Kent Resource Center has been given a small amount of money to aid families in need. Schools have been asked to reach out to families they are aware of who may need help, and the names have been forwarded to the Resource Center for contact. I too have had regular contact and updates with Ashley and Randy throughout this event. Should you have any questions or concerns, please call me anytime. Keep safe, keep smiling, and be kind to one another. Geraldine, Rexton, EMO Director.
Perfect. So Al, you're next.
Can't hear you, Al.
Oh, he's muted. I'm gonna unmute him.
Okay. Oh,
You're still muted.
Okay, I'm not now.
Geez, hey Al, I liked the way it was before, to tell you the truth.
Wait, you can read my lips, eh, Randy? I didn't know you could do that. I gotta be careful what I'm saying around you. Conference call with UMND on March the 24th. Of course, it was COVID-19 and everybody was in the same boat. I had one in April 5th or 6th, I think it was. And the discussion was around the conference in October. To comment that, but I have to make a decision in the next 2 weeks. I guess we're all in place until we have somebody wants to, and that happened up in Head, I think. People left, the mayor and one other council. Have to appoint somebody in Tied Head.
it's me. I didn't hear a thing.
Fading in and out, Al, we can't hear hardly anything.
As long as Elaine's got, as long as all of you guys have your mics on, In and out. Elaine, your mic is on all the time.
I can't, I turned it off, but I still couldn't hear.
You gotta click up in the corner of your screen and there's a mute on mute. And that mute, you're muted now, so you're good. Cutting in and out now? Still cutting in and out. So it should be okay. I turned all the settings up. It's loud, or it's supposed to be. And you guys all look great when you're not talking. Anybody got any questions?
You're still going in and out, Al. Can't hear you.
Still going in and out. Oh, well, I need a new computer. Hey, can you hear me?
I think-
Anyway,
I think the biggest thing that Al was saying is just gonna be the conference in October, and you have to decide within the next 2 weeks whether they're gonna be having one or not, correct, Al?
that's correct.
So that's pretty much the
Here.
gist of that part of it.
It's the biggest thing right now.
So Al, you'll keep us updated, any changes from UNMB or whatever, give
Yeah,
us
I'll
an
use-
Ashley an email, and we'll go from there.
I usually forward them on to Ashley when I get them.
Okay, perfect. Any other questions for Al? Okay, Elaine?
So my report, yes, there's not. Chamber of Commerce, we had canceled our meeting and any future meetings. The Promo Kent Inc. Business Job and Fair has been canceled or postponed until May 2021. And the healthcare, the same, our meeting's been canceled until further notice. I see though now that I hear from the Geraldine's report, because that's what I was thinking about, to realize that about the food bank and donations to the food bank, if we could make a specific inquiry, like through a memo to the residents, if there was some that's not connected with the food bank. And then they could just call in their order to Foodland. Because doesn't Foodland, I think they had said they would put an order together. And then they could pick it up, or if they need someone to pick it up, like I could pick up, or maybe the transportation.
So Foodland said that they would do a donation to the food bank or to the residents?
No, us. I was thinking as far as the village. I didn't know if all residents, if there was some that were not connected with the food bank. Like someone that is not regularly going there, that they would need, if there's some need, like for Pampers or any sort of thing that they're not under the food bank, that they don't go or would not go. If they would call in and place an order, then we could pay for that and have it delivered. No,
I'm not
That's,
sure
that's,
the bank makes their, like, processes their clientele. I'm not sure how that works.
yes, I don't know. That's what I mean. If we send out a memo, that's to the residents, that connecting memo, like a letter, just with updated information, anything that someone that does not have a computer, as far as the whole emergency thing has been unfolding. I know they see it on TV, but just more locally, like what we're doing and the EMO, and if they do need something, that's to call.
but right now, the food bank is there for that purpose, correct?
Okay, so I just wanted to make sure that, yes, if that takes in everyone, it's not just their clientele.
Can you
It is
verify for
available
that,
to
Ashley?
I know that the last time Geraldine spoke with Wendy, they had seen an increase in clientele since this has happened. So that must mean more people are registering for the service. As well as social development has been granted significant amount of money through the provincial level. But if that was a route that council would want to go, there would have to be some type of policy in place where one of the municipal mandates is not social development. So that would be something council could discuss and consider for sure.
I think that'd be quite a hard thing to to regulate. I think like there are those programs in place. You know, I think if we're going to, if we're going to make this part of our, not necessarily our mandate, but if it's something that we are going to help out in this, I think whatever funding and stuff we have should go through the food bank. I don't think, like, you know, like there's, I don't think you want to go down that road where it's just our residents and we're buying groceries, and because there's like the biggest thing with all this, you know, if there's a need, that's one thing, but a need turns into a want pretty quick. And there's a reason why the food bank has their criteria, but it's totally up to council. But I think like there's nothing wrong with us if we want to make another donation or do something like that. But I think that we should go through the existing programs that are there, whether we find out what the requirements are, or, you know, to make sure if Ashley could get back to us to say that, you know, there's nobody refused. I know there's requirements. You can't go to 2 or 3 food banks. I'm not real sure how that works, but if Ashley, if you could take a look at it and make sure that everybody's inclusive to that no one gets turned away. And then
You can look into how it's processed, but there's going to be some privacy information involved too that they're not.
yeah, but like I guess I think, Elaine, what you just want to make sure there's no one excluded. If anybody has a need, that they all know that they can go there.
That's right, anyone, not, but I just thought maybe some people might not want to go there. I don't know. I'm just thinking that maybe some think, well, you know, that if they could just call in their order.
Yeah, but the thing is though, like,
But I see, yeah, I
you know,
see,
I can understand maybe not wanting to go there, but we can't, you
No.
know, we can't service all that, like, you know.
no, well, now that I've heard Geraldine's letter, that's more clear, like she is sort of on
Yeah,
top. of that.
like I think, and I know where you're coming from. I think if we could identify vulnerable residents, like, you know, if anybody like Geraldine already knows like who, and if we have something there that, you know, I see what you mean with that, but I think, because I know Geraldine has made quite a few calls on different stuff, and she has been keeping track of, you know,
Okay,
I think
no.
there's only, like you said, she's done groceries for them, but like she's been checking on quite a few.
Right,
During this pandemic, even people who don't use food bank are allowed to come and get food, like they can use.
Yes, exactly. Hey, Joey, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, so the money that Geraldine, that is coming from,
Yes, there is people that normally don't go that are using it now. And
okay, well, that's
during
good,
this pandemic, anybody can come in and get what they want, like.
okay. But Geraldine already had bought some, so that is funded through the food bank?
I'll just add to that. She was picking up for people. She didn't cover any of their costs.
Oh, okay, they were, okay,
And this is what I understood. She was taking the person's list with their money
Yeah.
and pick it up for them.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. She
Yeah.
just went, the people that she did it for don't have a vehicle.
right,
So they had money, but they just didn't have a way to go, and they were too
Right.
scared to go out. So that's why she went and did it for them. But
okay.
they paid for it.
I
They
would
paid
be,
for it.
like, I'd be available or happy anytime to do if there was the delivery too.
Yes.
also.
No, that's Elaine. And Elaine,
Yeah.
she's not here, but there's been lots of people that have offered to help. So yeah, but there hasn't been a need yet for it. So like I said, but if there was, yeah, there's been lots of people that
Mhm.
want to volunteer, but there hasn't been a need for it yet. She's just done it for a couple of people. So yeah.
And people who want to volunteer, I believe, can submit their names to the Transportation Kent, because we have been encouraging a lot of people to use that service. And at some point, if council wished, they could cover that $5 fee. Just when I looked into it, the only grocery store that is preparing is Co-op at this point, so it's not Foodland, but they could still invoice us instead of the resident. They would just have to make sure that they were actually a resident of Rexton and not outside of our boundaries.
Right. So that's my other point too, was to send out a memo to the residents, like saying all this. I had,
Verifying all the programs that are available.
yes, just to remind, because some people, I know the transportation's been there forever, but there weren't people before. Maybe it's better now, since this all took place, but there was people that didn't know it existed, really.
Maybe what we could do, if we are gonna send out a memo, maybe, because like a lot of people, like as far as giving out any tips or anything like that, we're gonna have to be cautious with that. But maybe what we can do, excuse me, is, you know, for the people, send out a memo, and for the people who don't have Facebook and all that, give them the village number and just say, like, there's a list of programs, and if they call, because we're still accepting calls daily, and anything that they need to have hard copy information on, or we could provide that for them. Is that correct, Ashley?
Yes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You know, opposed to having to send out a book, just say like, there's different programs, there's different things, there's resources available. Call the village office and whatever information you want, you know, like the provincial, even like if they don't have a computer, they need the provincial recommendations, because that's what we're putting on Facebook. We can even
That-
print that off for them, opposed to trying to explain it all over a letter.
So just a pamphlet with contact numbers and stuff like that?
And yeah, it just
Yeah,
pertains
you could
to
use
this.
something like that, be fine, yeah.
Just, yeah, no, I didn't mean to send out point tips, because that's all coming from the province.
Yeah,
Like that, but it's just that not everyone, like, you know, like maybe send out all the numbers that we could, and to call, not to hesitate to call for any cause.
we could rig it up, Ashley.
Sure, yep.
Okay, because there's whatever numbers, regional numbers and stuff as well. Okay,
Okay, thank you.
any questions for Elaine?
And fire department, there was nothing. Thanks, Brent, for that update there in your report. That was good. And that's it, I guess. Other than, could we put something on the front lawn sign? A rainbow, some sort of a sign that, or,
Just have
The first line,
Presto,
pardon?
like something made by Presto, maybe like a lawn sign.
Yeah, like the lawn. Like, I see if there's one that says hope, but maybe faith, rainbow, and just something to notice as you drive by.
Yep, I can ask Kelsey to make something up.
Okay.
Just to go like along with the provincial theme. Ça va bien aller or something along those lines.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Okay. Okay, that's my report. Any questions?
Any questions for Elaine? Okay, thank you, Elaine. Joey?
Nope, no questions. I didn't have any report. I didn't send any in. There was no fire or no curling club meeting this month. That was canceled.
Okay.
Other than that, been just staying home, I guess, like everybody else.
Okay, very best. Okay, so could I have a motion to approve all the reports?
Yeah,
Moved by Al,
Just staying
second
at
by
home
Joey.
too.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion carried. New business.
Hadn't included anything. I didn't. Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Included anything in new business. I didn't have anything to bring, and I didn't see anything in anybody's reports that qualified as new, but if you have anything else to discuss, you can go ahead.
Don't imagine anybody's got much to tell, but what color the interior houses are right now, eh? Yeah,
That's about it.
it's pretty bad when I've been looking forward to this council meeting for a week and a half, for crying out loud. Okay, the next council meeting, May 14th.
May,
So depending on how things go, there's maybe another Zoom meeting, but Ashley will be in touch the week before to let us know.
okay, is it May 14th? They're saying May the 12th in our book.
My cheat sheet says May 14th.
Okay,
The second.
Oh, May 12th?
12th.
It is the 12th?
May the 12th.
Okay, good.
So yeah, so we'll find out at that time whether it's gonna be another Zoom meeting or face-to-face. Okay, motion to adjourn.
I adjourn the meeting.
Billy, I just want to add, this is the best you've ever looked at a meeting.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah, it's the little things that count, buddy. Little things that count. Okay, everybody, you have yourselves a great night and stay safe.
Stay safe.
Thank you.
Take care.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thanks, everybody.
Bye.
Bye-bye.